No preparation, no problem. Pinball road trip, and tonight I reveal why I quit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of this week's show. We talk about what happened in home arcades, episode 176. Thank you so much for being here. I am almost here myself. The hell was, man, it was a hell of a weekend. A long weekend, just to catch everybody up. If you haven't been paying attention to the channel, watching some of my short videos, I had a road trip planned with Justin of the Console Kits YouTube channel. We had this road trip planned directly after CES. The plan was to fly home to Cincinnati. He was going to check out my arcade, and then we're going to drive to Tennessee, pick up some stuff for him, and then drive up to Ohio. I'm sorry, not Ohio, but Iowa. Iowa, Ohio, same difference. And then drive back here. That didn't happen because of the storms, of the snow, of the, of the fear of, the road hazards and all that. And we might die. Who knows? So we decided to postpone that. Weather got better. Okay, this is the weekend. We're going to do it. So we came together and we met up in Nashville and got the pinball machines and everything's good. Now, what did I have to do? I had to shoulder all the burden. I got big shoulders. Okay, I can take a lot, but this was a bit much for me this weekend. But it was a self-imposed thing. I was excited to get together with Justin and help him get a couple bucket list pinball machines. So that was really cool. So basically what happened was I took Friday off. As a vacation day. And about 11:30, left, picked up the U-Haul trailer, and headed down the road, headed down towards Nashville, and waited for Justin to arrive. He got in about 9 o'clock at night. And then we got something to eat. We went to bed, woke up the next morning, went to the bank. I had to wait outside with the engine running while he went in with a ski mask. I don't know why he needed a ski mask. It wasn't that cold in Nashville. But in any event, he came out with a bunch of cash. He just kept screaming, go, go, go. I don't know what the problem was. But we take off. We meet up with the guy. He pays the man, and we load up these two beautiful pinball machines, Monster Bash and Attack from Mars. And these things were absolutely beautiful, in great condition. So we wrapped them up. Well, actually, first off, I had to help him disassemble the pinball machines, which is something I haven't done before. It's fairly straightforward. You take off the legs, and you fold the back box down, and you wrap it all up, and then you put it in the truck, and away you go. But it's not a arcade one-up that's like $300. These things are kind of expensive, thousands and thousands of dollars. So I was a tad bit nervous, but we got them all in the truck, in the trailer, wrapped up with like layers and layers of blankets and then strapped in place. And then we took off from Nashville and drove to Des Moines. So I had a 4.5-hour drive to get to Nashville on Friday. And then we woke up, we did the deal, we got everything loaded up, and then we left and drove 12 hours to get to Des Moines. And that was fun. It was actually, I thought it was going to be a long trip. It really wasn't. We talked for 12 hours about some stuff that mattered, a lot of stuff that didn't matter, some nonsense. And it was a fun trip. Got to his place about 10:30, 10:40, I think. Unloaded everything. And then one of the reasons why I was doing this deal is to spend time with my friend, but also to get his Road Blasters cabinet. For those of you who don't know, I have had this Road Blasters cabinet. It's just off camera. It was a beautiful pickup. I have restored this thing. It's gorgeous, but there's a board issue. So I got his Road Blasters cabinet. The idea is to take the boards, swap them over into my cabinet, and then sell his cabinet with the boards that had the buggy issues and sell that to somebody local as a project cabinet that they can hopefully turn into something, restored on their own. So I pick up the Road Blasters cabinet and I take off. Now it's about 11:30 at this point. We were about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I take off. I drive down the road about 2 hours, hour and 40 minutes, and just completely passed out in Iowa City. But I got a hotel. I racked out. I was done. Woke up this morning at about 7 o'clock, hit the road by 7:45-ish, and got home about 3:40, unloaded the road blasters right into the garage, got everything back inside the trailer, went back and dropped the trailer off, come back here, out of breath, and decided to go ahead and live stream tonight because it is this week's show. It's Sunday night. And listen, we're going to do the show no matter what the hell's going on. So it has been a hell of a long weekend for me. 25 hours driving total, 25, 26. So a lot of driving, but it was absolutely worth it. And I do recommend, if you have a chance to take a road trip with your buddies or one buddy, do it. Do it because it's fun and life is too short. Take advantage of this stuff. So it's a lot of fun. So we'll get into more of that a little bit later on, but that was all of my weekend. I really didn't get anything else done. It's okay. I did get, before I left though, on Friday, that Friday morning, before I left, I got the last piece of the puzzle for the Alien versus Predator cabinet. The new artwork for the CF, for the control panel, is here. So I have my controls, I have my control panel, and now I have the artwork for the control panel. Now you can't see it. It's just off camera. Hidden behind the big red is the big blue. So I'm really excited to get that thing done. And then we can do, the plan with that project is to have one video that is a complete restoration video. It's not going to be a video series. It's going to be a single video. That's why it's taking some time to get out. But I think that that's going to be something I think everybody's going to enjoy. Instead of hanging around trying to catch all the videos, just give you one. Just give you one video. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to take some time. I think that's probably the better way to go with that project because it didn't really need a ton of work, right? It wasn't completely trashed. So that one is going to be wrapping up here soon. I'll tell you more about the schedule and some of the other stuff and the reason why I quit a little bit later. That's how I'm going to influence all this stuff. So, but I got a lot of stuff in. I got my Replicade. I got my stool, my 1/6 scale stool, the overhauled version of the, I'm calling it the Cubert. You can see it. I'm calling it the Cubert stool. I've got the original one over there, and I've got the overhauled version. So this is supposed to be one that's kind of weathered. I'm going to do a review of this sometime because I got to go out of town next week. I know it sucks, but I want to do a review of this, kind of a comparison between the two. So that came in, which really was really quick. We just talked about this last week. I ordered it, I think that day, and it came in, I think, a couple days ago. So that was really quick. So it's good. I'm glad I got that. Hopefully you guys have had a productive weekend, as much as, get as much done, or if not more than I got done this weekend. But it was a lot of fun. This is kind of the lull before the Super Bowl. So we had the NFC and AFC championships last weekend. This is the Pro Bowl, which nobody really watches. But then next Sunday is going to be the Super Bowl. I'm excited about that. What I'm not excited about is that I'm going to be out of town. Yeah, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be out of town. But more about that in just a second. That's kind of an exciting thing. At least I think it's kind of exciting for sure. So that is how my weekend went. Like I said, very, very action-packed. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of things are going to be going on the channel and in the arcade for sure. Going to have some major developments coming soon, wrapping up some major projects and starting a couple more. So I'm excited to share that with you. And maybe, just maybe, somebody's going to release a cabinet in the next few months so we can buy something, bring it in and talk about it. That would be nice. You know what else is nice? Having a drink. Having a drink with friends. Tonight, I am back into the Bullet bourbon. So we got another glass of Bullet to partake of tonight. Everybody kick back, relax, have a beverage of your choice, whatever it may be. Cheers to friendship, arcades, and fun. And bourbon. Something else we talk about every single week on the This Week Show is the poll question. Right now, in the chat, jump over, check out the poll question. This is something I actually talked to Justin about this weekend. And this is a serious question. It's not just a tongue-in-cheek type thing. Here's the question for tonight. I want everybody to kind of think about this. You don't have to answer right away, but think about it. Before the company collapses, will RK1UP unveil a new release in 2025 to satisfy the community? It's kind of the question that I asked Justin. I said, okay, bear with me, right? I know we don't have a lot of hope for RK1UP right now, but is it possible that in their desperation, they're in the death throes, or in the final breath of the company itself. Is it possible that they could bring something to market as one last ditch effort to try to save themselves? that could actually be like a crowd pleaser, like a real winner? Is it possible? So you got two answers tonight. It is yes, hope springs eternal, or no, game over, man. Like Aliens, it's over. It's game over. So let me know what you're thinking about that. Yes or no. Let me know, is it possible? Do you think that RK1UP this year will actually reveal something new to satisfy the community? And I don't mean, I'm not talking about a re-release of Pac-Man. I'm not talking about another NBA Jam. I'm talking about, do you think that they will release something, a new release that will actually satisfy the community in some way? I got this feeling. I got this feeling like this year, and this is not some blind optimism, but I just think that with all the misses we've had, I think that, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So could almost by accident, they release something that's fun and enjoyable and something people will be looking forward to? I don't know. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Is it a false sense of security? Is it a false optimism? Or is it a real possibility? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Speaking of the comment section, let's talk to the first 10 comments tonight. Coming in the number 1 slot is Game Broker 84. What's going on, buddy? Hi, Fox. Happy Sunday. Can't wait for the show tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Decadent Dave sliding in the second slot. Just wing it. Wing it good. Doom, 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 doom. Correct that. Wing? Yeah, we're going to wing it a little bit tonight. Just a little bit. Coming in number 3 spot is B. Kirby. What's going on, buddy? What's up, Fox? Great to see you as always. Aston Smith is coming in the number 4 spot. Thank you so much. Happy Groundhog Day. Did he see his shadow? I don't even know. I wasn't even paying attention. I was driving. I should have been not driving. I should have been paying attention to things that really matter, like Groundhog's Day. Great movie, too, by the way. Coming in number 5 spot is Dan Z. What's going on, brother? Happy Sunday to you, Fox. Hey, right back at you, sunshine. Coming in the number 6 spot is Milkman Classic. What up, Fox? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you also, my brother. Show Gecko slides on in with that number 7 placing. Who got the Monster Bash pinball? Justin did. Justin picked up Monster Bash and Attack from Mars. And these things are beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Coming in the number 9 spot is, the 8th spot is Zero Cool. What's going on, buddy? What pinballs did you guys pick up? Monster Bash and Attack from Mars. Beautiful, beautiful cabinets. Coming in the number 9 spot is Wright's Retro. Let me click it. There we go. Wright's Retrocade. F it. We'll do it live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. And my brother from another mother, Steve Sal. How are you, man? Coming in the number 10 spot. You made it, brother. You made it. Hi there, Fox. Thumbnail. Has me curious. We also got Duggar 5150. We got console kits. My buddy saying prediction. Fox will wing the episode, and it will be the best episode this year. It has the potential to be in the top 7 episodes of 2025. It has that potential. It's actually a guarantee. Doug Wynn is here. Also, we got JJ. What's going on, buddy? Gramps Arcade, Frank D, Night Shadow, James Mildly Annoyed at Some Things, Gotham City Arcade, my brother. What's going on, Battle? Great to see you as always, man. Thank you so much for being here. John E. Blaze, Gino 7823 Iffy. What is going on, buddy? Manuel, the wise guy. Always nice to have a wise guy. Jason, Jason, you're all over the place. Modding like a mofo. Thank you so much for being here. Molar Medic says hello. Hope your weekend was safe and warm. I got an extra Road Blasters, buddy. Talk to me. Stock Jock is here. Nova Sonic 23. How the hell are you going on, buddy? What is going on? MSU Rich King Midas, Jim Pacers fan. Biggie D is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Miss G, how are you? Great to see you. Let's see how long my phone lasts. Keep the faith. That battery will not fail you. Or just find a cord, plug it in. Israel Gaming is here, as always. Who else are we missing here? We got everybody. Do we have everybody? Most everybody. I think I got everybody's name. Most of you. Jason. Yep. We got Marine 50. There you go. What's going on, buddy? Good evening, programs. How are you? Good to see you. John J. What's going on, man? Finley's World. Did we get everybody? Mike Hawkerts is here. Let's read this comment. Good evening, everyone. All signs point to RK1UP having worked on a new game, but it is unknown whether they ever completed work on the project. Hopefully, they still have enough pulse to release it. You're kind of touching on it, Mike. I think that there's a possibility. Maybe in the effort of just throwing something on the wall to see what sticks, there's a possibility we could see something that will actually, satisfy some of the community. I don't think it's going to save the company, but I think it's possible. I mean, I'm talking about anything from like just a absolute bona fide sure thing, like a Star Wars XL would be the way to go. I think a Star Wars Deluxe probably, I don't know. They seem to run out of these Star Wars cabinets. They're kind of limited. So I think even if they did a deluxe, that would be good. But I don't think that's going to be something that people are going to rave about. I think if they went as far as like a Star Wars XL, that would be great. But yeah, I think there's several projects they were working on that kind of just fell through for sure. We got James saying, yes, road trip with your buddies so you can be fully immersed in their fart stank. You can crack a window, bro. Do the windows not work on your car? Like, look at me. I'm rolling the window down. That's how old I am. No, there's a button now. You can open a window. For God's sakes, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's see. Richard Odello is here. What's going on, buddy? Hey, all. How goes it, 19K Fox? Pretty good, buddy. Pretty good. A little tired, but I'm excited to be here with everybody else. Didn't quit drinking. Good man. Stick with it. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't quit that. No. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I won't ever have to. So Fox didn't quit work or drinking. I wonder what it is. Stay tuned for sure. Okay. Yeah. Doug says it depends what licenses Arcade1Up has left to even do another new game or new cab or game. Well, that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's a really good point because we don't really know what they have left in the tank. Now, there's some speculation they've lost Capcom. I mean, they've definitely lost the biggest Capcom, ambassador in John D. So that's definitely gone. Do we think they still have Midway? Probably. I think so. Because remember, John D kind of alluded to the fact that he couldn't use didn't really have access to Mortal Kombat or Midway Games, WB at this time. So I think it's safe to assume that perhaps that license is still caught up with Arcade1Up. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we're waiting for that to lapse. Now, if that lapses, I think we could see more movement on the Iconic Arcade side. And then maybe Arcade1Up will absolutely be done. But maybe, just maybe, if they technically can release something, they will. But remember, beyond just the licenses that maybe they currently have, you don't have an experienced licensing agent in Cyrus. You just don't have it. And a lot of this sales is really about relationships, building relationships, maintaining relationships. And if you have a relationship that maybe the company has acquired or the company maybe has, then the responsibility falls on you as the senior licensing VP, blah, 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 whatever the hell his title is to maintain that relationship. But let's say that there's not a relationship there, previously established by somebody else. Now you've got to go out and you've got to find someone, get access to that person that, you can talk to about acquiring a license, and then you got to build that relationship. Do you think that Cyrus is the kind of guy that can build those relationships? I don't think so. So I tend to think that, much like some of you are saying in the chat right now, what do they have left? It's probably going to be a release this year would probably be a remnant of something they already have. I don't see them getting a new license. I don't see it. I mean, fingers crossed, maybe they do, right? Maybe they do something and we can get a little Neo Geo 3/4 scale cabinet or something like that. But I just don't see them really getting any new licenses. I would love to be wrong because the more the merrier, right? The more stuff out there, the more stuff we get. And a lot of people have a cool 3/4 scale arcade in their house and they would love to add to it. So little Neo Geo, little Sega love, little something, even if they're one and dones, right, would be really nice for the people that have already built and invested in this 3/4 scale arcade. They will be at that point. It will be too late, unfortunately. Just say, I think you're probably right. I mean, it's a toss up at this point. It's kind of a toss up, yes or no. Which way is it going to go? But I want to really gauge what the community thinks, or whoever's in this chat right now. I need to know, what do you think? Do you think it's possible? And I think that really is. And if you frame it in the way, if you think of it like this, in their desperation, um, the company's failing, numbers are looking bad. They're getting pressured by the higher ups. What are we going to do? You got to release something, do something, do something. They'll just frantically do something. And I think that even let's say the higher ups, whoever the higher ups are, this company that has purchased or made an investment in, the private equity firm that has purchased whatever Arcade1Up is at this point, they're going to probably have just enough input to say, hey, don't release the same crap you just released. Release something different. Do something, release something different. And because of that pressure, potentially, we could see something, maybe. Oh, in the chat, Arcade1Up's target market is not us anymore. No, I agree. I think that's pretty obvious by not only what they're releasing, but their marketing. It's pretty sad. I mean, we're definitely being excluded. We're being pushed away, shoved out of the door, shoved out of the club, out of the room, to make way for, a customer base that doesn't exist, in my opinion. Like they got rid of us. They pushed us out the back and they opened up the front door and said, come on in. And they look out there and there's no one there. It's absolutely empty, a dark, black void that needs to be filled. And one thing that will absolutely fill that void, besides customers, is money. And this one is a super chat, $10. Thank you so much, Maximum Low Blow, for your $10 super chat. Filling just a dark void in my heart. I really do appreciate it. I've been out of the loop for a while, but the death of Arcade1Up really sucks. They had a ton of misses, but they were also giving us stuff nobody else was with the light gun games and the sit-down racers. They were taking chances. They were bringing stuff to us that we really enjoyed. I still have 4 Arcade1Ups in this arcade right now that is overwhelmed with full-size arcades. But there's still a lot of people. Like I said, I have fallen out of love, I think, with the company, but I like some of the things they've done. I really do. And there's a lot of people that are truly invested in this 3/4 scale arcade. And it would be really nice if they could get their head screwed on straight and fix some of these problems and fix some of these issues and continue to bring out products that people enjoy. Because there was a lot to like from this company back in the day. It's not so much now, but I mean, I think you're right, man. I think that they were doing a lot that really got people excited about this. And a lot of people were in this hobby and stayed in this hobby for years with this company leading the way. But unfortunately, it has been a lot of misses lately. And then where worse than a miss is when they don't even swing at all and they just don't bring anything. And, maybe that'll turn around because competition absolutely breeds success. And listen, at the end of the day, competition, more stuff out there means we as the consumers absolutely win. Thank you so much for your super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it, but I'm sorry. You know what happens. You know how it goes. The first super chat is a one-way ticket to the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Street Fighter XL is definitely a possibility because of the mock-up that we saw before they went with KI Pro. I think that's still probably that. Well, I think that there was a time where that was still on the table, but now I don't know if their Capcom relationship is still on solid ground or if it even exists at all. I really don't know what they have access to, which would really be a damn shame because to lose Capcom at this stage of the game, it's just not looking good. Now, I know they've done several iterations of Capcom, but they've done way more Namco stuff. They've done way more Pac-Man. NBA Jam, right? So I think that there still would be some appetite for some Capcom games, but I think that the current deluxe that they have, it would be kind of hard to beat that one. That's a pretty good cabinet. So if you want to come out with another Capcom cabinet, it's going to have to be a better design than what they did, which I don't know that they can do. I don't think that they have the capabilities to design a deluxe that's better than that. So yeah, maybe an XL would be probably the only way they go. And do they try to go toe-to-toe with what, Iconic Arcade's doing? Do they go toe-to-toe with John D? I mean, I think it'd be funny. It'd be cool to kind of see that direct competition. But do you really think that one's going to be able to compete with the other? I don't know, because remember, we still haven't quite seen exactly what Media 1UP is bringing to the table. We've seen the concept. We've seen the prototype. There's a lot to like there. There's a lot of good stuff there for sure. but we haven't seen that UI. We haven't seen it fully fleshed out. If RK1-Up made an XL tomorrow, you know what you're going to see. We all know what we're going to get. We know the controls we're going to get. We know it's going to be a single board PCB. It's going to be the same games they've had. So if they came out with something, you pretty much know what you're getting with that. There's still some unknowns with the iconic arcade XXL. There's still some unknowns about that. We got to fill in those blanks before we can really see what that competition looks like. But the competition would still be interesting. To come out with something to directly compete with, if they could rush something out, if they had it in development now, and if they could get it out to market the same time that John is trying to get his out there, ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be something? Man, that would be some cutthroat stuff going on, but I just don't know that they even have the ability or the relationship with Capcom to release anything from Capcom. So they may have completely blown that relationship up, and it's really sad. Maybe Fox quit buying arcades. You know better than that, you silly guy. Yeah, I just watched the movie today with my wife. Oh, nice. Wait, what movie did you watch? What movie did you watch? Let me scroll up. Which one did you watch? I didn't know. Well, let me know. Type it again. Let me know what you watched. Because there's some movies out that I actually really want to see. I'd be curious to see what you thought of them. Where am I at right now? I have lost the chat. Where am I? Here we go. Scroll down. Okay. Yeah, so we got so John Jay, watch that first step. It's a doozy. That'll get you. Absolutely. It's entirely possible to keep crapping the bed. Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Yes, they could keep crapping the bed. It's you can continue to do that. You can complete miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. But it would be nice to see them just swing. Just give it a shot. That would be awesome. Let's see. Evening all, I'm going to start up a round of Monster Bash. 4KP is cool, but not nearly as cool as Justin and P-Dubs. Absolutely. Having those real cabinets is something else. Is it worth the investment? That's something only you can answer. I'm not that big of a pinball fan, so I can't do it. I can't bring myself to spend $8,000 on that. Just can't do it. Can't do it. Whoop. Absolutely. Haunt Cade, what's going on, buddy? Great to see you. I don't think they have the Atari license anymore, so no Star Wars XL. And Disney, you've got that whole thing going on, So it's Atari, it's Disney, it's a tangled web. The RK1-Up scene died after John D left. Cyrus is all out of ammo at this point. I don't even know if he has a gun. Metaphorical gun, licensing gun. That's what I meant. The Michigan Groundhog didn't see his shadow. So how does that work? I don't know. I don't know if Michigan counts. PA says 6 weeks more winter. Michigan Groundhog says early spring. Well, they have to, what happens now? The two groundhogs have to fight each other to the death. And the winner will predict how much winter we're going to get. That's just the way that goes. Hey, Fox, Monster Bash is a great pinball machine. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And it was a gorgeous looking machine. Really cool. Had some cool features that I would like to know more about. Maybe I'll have to go see Justin again and play some pinball. They could also just keep releasing shorts of randos slapping buttons. Yes, if they just release more short videos of people not knowing what the hell they're doing, then that'll be great. And to be fair, she was that poor girl. She was having a hell of a time with that menu screen. That was kicking her ass. That was really kicking her ass. If you don't know what we're talking about, let's go ahead and look that up actually real quick. Let me look that up because I think that was it's something worth discussing. I think we need to discuss this a little bit further. Go over to my YouTube channel and show you the short video so we can discuss and maybe some excruciating detail and figure out just maybe exactly what in the holy hell's going on here. I'll go ahead and share my screen. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm gonna just warn you that the image may be difficult to see. Okay, so prepare yourself. Maybe if you're eating anything, maybe put it aside. Get a puke bag ready, perhaps, because this is gonna be rough, guys. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But let's go ahead and watch this together and just sort of see. Just let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Here, let's unmute this.
What the hell is even that?
So, I don't want to judge. I don't want to, but I'm going to. Listen, I mean, she's smashing the live button. At some point when she finally navigates back to the main menu, she takes both joysticks and she just starts going up and down. I'm assuming she was probably like clueless about the game, perhaps intoxicated. Who knows? But that's neither here nor there. We've all been at parties and maybe we've acted foolish and whatever, and it's fine, right? But to take that video and think that's good, that's a good idea. How about we take that and we make that? Let's put that on the official Arcade 1-Up TikTok, Facebook. Let's just put the Instagram. Let's put that out there. A couple people just having fun, just lost his shit. I mean, clueless is beyond. I mean, they have no idea what's going on. Lost, but they're having a great time. But that's not really a good way to sell arcade machines. I mean, you could have basically just put like a set of bongos in front of that chick and she would have been just as happy, right? She probably would have been happier because she would have got more of a reaction. It's easier to figure out bongo drums than, the arcade, to be fair. So maybe there's that, But it does highlight something that's a major problem. This is something I'm glad that this video is bringing to light. On the Slim Katie, the placement of the live button is really bad. You've got that thing right in the middle. Not that, I would be hitting the live button, but being right there in the middle is not the ideal place for the live button. So young girls that are intoxicated have verified that that's the worst place to put the live button. It's not good. Not good at all. Is this helping you? Is this encouraging you that maybe Arcade 1-Up is going to release something cool? I know. I don't think so either. Hey, Brooklyn, what's going on, buddy? The VR man is here. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. As always, it's more realistic for them to re-release something safe the retailer can potentially sell. And they've done that before many times. It always seems to take the form of Pac-Man or Mortal Kombat. So if they just re-release that, I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to make the community's not going to be happy about that. But I do really think that, like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. And it's possible that maybe, just maybe, in their desperation, they'll go on over to YouTube and they'll listen to one of our shows and look at a poll question and be like, you know what, maybe we should do that thing. Hey, do we still have the license for that? Maybe we should do that, Or maybe they could combine things. What if they combined the Pac-Man and the claw machine? And you have a Pac Claw machine. I mean, really, you could take the little orbs that they have and they could just be painted like Pac-Man, and you could actually have it come included with little Pac-Man, stuffed figures. That might actually be cool. I mean, that could probably sell. I mean, for the people that didn't buy the claw machine, maybe they would buy the Pac-Man version. I don't know. Maybe the claw machine is such a hit that people would buy two, and you would have a claw machine and then a claw machine that was, also Pac-Man. I don't know. But coming with all those little stuffed animals would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. But what's really cool is a $5 super chat from Twisted TV, Twisted Gaming, the Twisted One. Chris, what's going on, buddy? Arcade is really looking nice behind you. Star Wars Battle Pod in Big Blue looking really nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat and supporting the channel. As always, brother, got to give you something a little bit custom, a little to your liking. Here you go. And we have another super chat from GeForce Guy. What's going on, brother? $10. Thank you so much, GeForce Guy, for your $10 super chat. The only valuable license 1-Up has is Midway. If they want to compete with Media 1-Up and Capcom, they need to release a Mortal Kombat XL. If they don't, they'll go down as one of the dumbest companies of our generation, nay, of all time. I think you're right. I do think you're right that if they do indeed have the Midway license, and that's why Media 1-Up can't use it, the best thing they could do is come out with a Mortal Kombat XL. It would be an alternative to what Media 1-Up is doing. It would be a companion piece, maybe. You could even buy both so the two could live in your arcade. It would also be really great if they're probably not going to get Mortal Kombat 4. It would be great if they would, but they probably won't. We'll probably get the same games they've already had, but a Mortal Kombat XL would be a great idea. It would be a phenomenal idea. It would be killer. It would be awesome. And it would be hot.
Finish him. Skrill wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
So sad to see what Arcade 1-Up has become and how they are on the verge of failing. I think they hit their peak in 2019 and 2020, and then greed and poor decisions put them on a path to ruin. I think, fortunately, you're probably right. It's sad. It's sad, and I wish that they that maybe wouldn't have been the way that it goes. I would have loved to see this company just kind of continue on, maintain, and then eventually down the road slowly peter off, and make less product, and eventually, maybe around 10 years, in business, maybe they just scale back and do other things or just limit themselves like Pac-Man. But yeah, it is sad to see because I think that we kind of gave them a clear path. Now, there was some stuff that they did that was, and this is turning into a post-mortem for Arcade 1-Up. The company isn't quite dead yet, but they're not showing any signs of life. Some of the things that I think that they did is they redesigned a little too much. Remember, there was also some confusion on adding features. I remember my video I did, way back. I bought all the 4-player cabinets and I did a comparison video of all 4 cabinets. And I talked about how we were actually losing stuff. Like the Sega license was probably very expensive. So they took a bunch of stuff out. So we had the NBA Jam cabinet that comes out and it's got Wi-Fi and it's got all this stuff. And then you have the Sega cabinet come out and you got less out of that. And that was kind of lame. So that kind of sucked. So they're kind of going up like this, right? As far as features and additions, and then it kind of dropped off. So they were already doing some of this weird stuff, probably trying to offset the cost of the license, maybe. But there were some bumps in the road for sure. It wasn't a steady incline. And then going back and retooling and redesigning over and over again, and risers and no risers and all that, and some of that kind of maybe delayed the inevitable, but also contributed to it, if that makes sense. So it's hindsight's 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020. Maybe they could do a DIY BYO PCB cab, like a Build-A-Cade. That would be, that's a good idea. We talked about that a lot. We talked about how, why don't they just build a shell and then sell PCBs? Because if you remember the early days of the hobby, you could go to their website and you could buy PCBs, replacement PCBs. So that was kind of the thinking, like, instead of doing this, making this cabinet, that cabinet, why don't they just make like a generic cabinet, and then we could just put whatever PCB we want in it. And there was even dreams and hopes of like on Full Size Arcade, you can get a JAMA switcher and switch between different boards. There was this dream of like a LVDS switcher where you could have all these boards in your cabinet and then a switcher, and you could switch between them. If the company would have been more successful, people would have taken the time to develop something like that. I think that would have been really cool. It was something that I always wanted to see somebody develop, is like a switcher. So you could pick a cab you want, whatever it is, and then just get collect all the PCBs, and then put that into one cab, especially when you consider that let's say you wanted to do a Capcom cab. Some of the games weren't on all the PCBs. So as they kept going, they would leave out a few games here and there. So it would have been really cool to have, maybe you collected all the cabs or all the PCBs from the Capcom games. Like if you wanted to get Punisher, you had to get the Marvel Superheroes cabinet, but you couldn't get it anywhere else. So it'd be nice to have that in the collection, right? And then inside you have your LVDS switcher and you're switching between different ones. That would have been cool, Well, it would have been really cool to just put everything on the same PCB, but unfortunately we didn't get that. But it would have been interesting. I don't think the relationship between Arcade 1-Up and Costco is ending. I fully expect another XL to release in Q3 window, although more than 50% chance it's another Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man. You're probably right. It's probably a Miss Pac-Man. We saw the Pac-Man. We saw the weird combination of Midway and Golden Tee. I think that like right now for about $4,000, you can get one of those new pedestals that has doesn't have Golden Tee, but I think it's Power Putt, and it's like the bag toss, and then it's bowling, Silver Strike. So if they could do something like that, they could work with IT to maybe get to have Golden Tee and then have something else. I know they have the what is it? It's not Silver Strike. It's a different bowling game. World Class Bowling. If they could do something like that, and then maybe include, instead of like all the golf games, one golf game, one bowling game, and then see if they could get like bag toss or something. Because there was a lot of IT games that aren't quite as popular as some of the other ones. So like bag tosses, and have that in there. And that would be a super like bar game, really casual. I think a lot of people would probably buy that instead of the combo cab that they came out with, the Midway / Golden Tee. I don't really see. I mean, it sold some, but I just don't really get the appeal for sure. I just don't get it. The Massachusetts groundhog says 6 more weeks of winter. Stop with all these groundhogs. Is that a thing? Like, do all the states have their own groundhog? I thought we were just worried about Punxsutawney Phil, and the one to rule them all, like the one ring. If license was obtained, does RK want to have anyone there who can design the cab, emulate the cab, put together an online platform? Mr. Clutch, you're asking a lot of good questions. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the answers to them. We always have considered the license to be the big hurdle. And then everything else, they've got good partners they can work with. But they've kind of burned a lot of bridges to where we're just not seeing them work with some of those big companies, those companies that really did good, solid work. We're just not seeing it anymore. I mean, ThinkUp is one of the, they were one of the founding members of Arcade 1UP and really built that to be what it was. And they burned that bridge. Are they maintaining all the relationships with the developers? I don't think so. They're becoming more of just a generic product. And you see that with some of their latest releases. It's becoming more generic. It's not arcade specific. And they're really losing sight of the thing that made them popular to begin with. You have to wonder if they would reconsider that 3% that they had to put, pay the ThinkUp for a brain. Yeah, I agree. The tariffs were placed on the groundhogs. So 8 weeks more winter. The tariffs are something that, that's going to be an impact for sure. The tariffs coming from, China, and then also products from Canada, products from Mexico. I don't think the tariffs from Mexico or, Canada are really going to, bother us at all. I think if those two countries retaliate with more tariffs, I don't think that matters. But China is the biggest thing for sure. Everything comes from China. It could affect the bottom line of all these businesses to where it's just not profitable and they just don't do it. I'm curious to see what Media 1UP or how they're reacting to these tariffs. I would like to see more going on about that. I would love to see more people just addressing that head on. Maybe it's too soon that they don't even really know what the impact is going to be to their business. But I hope, and I think the goal is to bring manufacturing back into the States. Now, this is a rough way to do it. It's not going to happen overnight. I think we're just going to have to get used to, we're going to have to pay more. Whatever comes out, we're going to have to pay more. I mean, that's just the bottom line, guys. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. Prices are going to increase. How much? I don't know. But luckily, we're far enough into this hobby where I think that if you want to find something that they've released before, and chances are you're not going to find much out there new anyway. So you're probably going to have to find that in the secondary market. And then the new stuff coming in, there's not a lot that's appealing anyway. So you were probably only going to make 1 or 2 new purchases this year, unless you're just getting into the hobby. So you're probably going to be impacted once or twice, as far as this hobby is concerned. So we'll see. We'll see. But it does suck, but I think there's no way around it, guys. Prices are going to go up for sure. Hey, maybe the photo booth. Photo bombed. I have hopes for them. I live 30 minutes from their offices. We don't have product in our Walmarts or Best Buys, and 6 months before we got any of the Costco stuff. That's weird, Joe. But I'm seeing the same stuff local. I did a YouTube short that's actually getting a lot of views because I think it's maybe hitting a nerve, obviously. But yeah, just the displays themselves. They're just not, you're not seeing anything. And I'm not talking about go to a store that never had a display to begin with. There was a store that always had a bunch of stuff, more than most people. And it was sad. It was sad to see that. But it's just the way that these things go, unfortunately. Ebb and flow, right? I don't know, Fox. They clearly, that's right, Jason. They clearly understand us. You're absolutely right. They know exactly what we want. One thing I want is a $5 super chat. This one is coming to me from Basil. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, brother. Really do appreciate you supporting the channel Any news on Unico Nova Blast? Wrote to them in January, and they told me end of January, and still not here. Also, their email is no longer working. Are you, Basil, seriously, are you telling me that you've ordered a Nova Blast and you haven't received it yet? If you could, and this is for anybody watching, if anybody has an order and they have not received their Nova Blast yet, email me at 19K. I'll throw it up real quick. Because I want to make sure that I pass this on and try to get you an answer just as soon as possible. But email me here, 19kfox1@gmail.com. If you have a Nova Blast order and you've got the order number and you haven't received any information, please send me I don't need all your information. Just send me your order number so I can pass it on and say, hey, this guy ordered something, or gal. This person orders something, here's their order number, and they want an update. They need an update. If you could let them know, I'd appreciate it. And I can just copy you into the email, or I can just give that to them, and they should be reaching out to you. But nobody should be waiting around for Nova Blast at this point. I mean, it's a very minimum, you should be getting some information for sure. So shoot me an email, and I'll do everything I can to make sure that you get the attention you need, because that's at this point, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, here we are in 2025, and it doesn't bode well for the company whenever it's taking this long to get some of these orders. Now, communication is going to be the thing that kind of heals all wounds. It's going to heal most wounds. If you stop getting communication, you're going to feel real uneasy, and you're really going to regret the fact that you've spent $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 to get this thing, and you still, they can't even give you a straight answer. That is unacceptable. But thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Please email me and let me know what if you're missing something, and if you haven't got any communication, let me know, and I'll do what I can to see if I can help you out. Okay. But there's your hopefully your $5 of advice. Let me know, and I got to give you one more thing before you go, and here it is. What is happening? I don't know. If you're talking about the quit, why I quit, I'm going to let everybody know in just a second. We're getting towards close to the end of the show, so I will let everybody know exactly what I'm talking about. You're talking about the ad that we just watched. Yeah, sorry. I'm a little bit, that's not good. Yeah. The ad on their Facebook was just, that was rough. That was absolutely rough. It is real. It was actually real for sure. Pathetic? Yes. Maybe she thought she was playing Robotron? Possible. I'm sure she probably has no idea what the hell's going on. If RK1UP is not capable of action, I suggest new leadership is needed. I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor RK1UP. Yes. I'm the Star Wars fan. Love it. Unfortunately. It has. It absolutely has. See if we can't scroll down, kind of get caught up to the chat just a little bit, see what else is going on over here. We got I always wanted a Mortal Kombat 2 XL. I think a lot of people really wanted a Mortal Kombat XL. I think we wanted more XLs. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, just to start and then move forward. I really wanted an XL 4-player that had a wider deck. The one that they did, the Shack Jam, it wasn't wide enough. The proportions to me were all just off, and that should have been a little bit wider. But I was hopeful that maybe we could have got like a Ninja Turtles, XL would have been awesome. Maybe an X-Men XL would have been really awesome. But unfortunately, we just didn't get it. Mortal Kombat 4 XL would be epic. Would be awesome. Sadly, we didn't get it. Sadly, we did not get it. But what we did get was a Canadian $6.99 super chat. This one comes to me from Daryl. Thank you so much for your $6.99 super chat. Exactly what GeForce Guy said. Mortal Kombat. Not today, not tomorrow, but Mortal Kombat forever.
Finish him. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
RK1UP, if they don't surprise us with something actually new this year, they will be dubbed the Atari of the home arcade. I don't know if I'd insult Atari that way. I don't know if I'd do that. I don't know. Hey, what's going on, Detroit Love? How the hell are you, brother? Great to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here. We got Detroit Love in the house. Everybody's excited. Yes, I don't think their hardware can handle those games, to be honest. Yeah, well, some of those PCBs they invested in to run some games. like T2 and Ridge Racer and all that. But did they ever go beyond that? I think Time Crisis, I'm trying to remember which one is the most taxing. I think you can't even really count Fast and Furious because that was not an arcade game. That was some weird port. That was some garbage, what it was. It's not bag toss. It's cornhole. What? No. I know it's cornhole, but the game is called bag toss. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the game is actually called bag toss on the IT game. Or bags. Was it bags? No, it was just bags. There you go. There you go. That's what she said. Oh, yes, that's what she said for sure. It comes from China. That's right. It does. It comes from China. What's Michael B going to do? He's going to just suffer as he always does because the poor man ain't getting nothing anyway. Doesn't matter. Tariffs, schmariffs. I mean, nobody delivers anything to Canada anyway, which is a damn shame. I think that they would listen. Just my personal opinion. I think that Canada would make a great 51st state. It'd be great. We could call them not North Dakota, but Norther Dakota. And I think that Greenland, that could be New Alaska. Yeah, maybe. That would be awesome. We already got the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. I think that that means that maybe we just go ahead and just get Mexico too, and they could be like New Jersey too. Makes sense. Puxatawny Phil is the most famous one, but different regions have different weather patterns. So I imagine most states with winter have their own groundhog. I mean, listen, to be fair, every state should have their own groundhog. Let's just be fair. I mean, come on. Why does Pennsylvania think that they're the only ones that get the groundhog? That's not fair. That's not right. People all over this country love groundhogs. Pennsylvania doesn't need to be the only one. It's not fair. Quit hogging the groundhogs. See, I did. Sorry, moving on. It will delay production and increase prices. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the pricing model has so much profit built in, right? And so you sell numbers to retailers and then production ramps up to meet that demand. But this is going to directly impact that, right? So if now all of a sudden, everything else is in motion, you can't lower the price. You have to raise the price to compensate for all the tariffs. So yeah, I mean, prices are going to increase, there's just no way around it, on some of this stuff. And does that mean somebody's going to build arcades and arcade one-ups in America? No. Unfortunately, they'll probably that's just going to discourage some of these things from being built at all. And that's a damn shame. We're kind of caught in these wars between, governments and heads of state. And it kind of sucks. It does. It kind of sucks. Yeah. Made in the USA. That's the way to go. But yeah, it is. It does suck, guys. There's no way around it. No, I don't care who you voted for. At the end of the day, it sucks because it's going to negatively impact the hobby. It just is. And, if somebody says everything's going to be fine, you'll see no impact, they're lying to you. The hobby will be impacted because you're paying more for everything else. So your discretionary funds will not be the same. That's true. That's true. Unless we see some kind of savings somewhere else. I mean, there's some talk of eliminating the sales or the income tax, which could offset some of this stuff. The thing I like about that is if you eliminate the income tax completely, then you're only going to pay taxes on things that you purchase, right? Or services that you use. So you could theoretically, cut things back to where you're not paying much tax on anything at all. You're being more selective with your money, and you could save a great deal and actually put more money in your pocket. But I'm not a political analyst. I'm not even a financial analyst. I just like buying stuff. And I know that if the stuff is cheaper, then I can buy more of it. That's the way that works. That's the way that works. Quit playing games with my heart. With my heart. With my heart. Quit playing games with my heart. Sorry. Can't help it. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But one thing that'll make it better is a $2 super chat. This one comes to us from Hunt. Kate, thank you so much for your 1.9 super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. Fox, I heard rumors you're going to acquire a Zoltar. Perhaps. Perhaps.
Hyper combo KO. Game's over. Time to call it quits.
Is Fox building a pinball alley in the Foxcade? Not yet, but I've got a question for you all in just 1 second. Let me answer this from Mr. Clutch. Fox, what are the 3 new arcade one-ups that would be day one buys for you? This is a great question. Mr. Clutch, this should have been my, well, no, it couldn't have been a poll question because I'd have to list out like a million different options. But I could have like maybe picked 4 and have everybody vote. But this is a great question. So let's say Arcade One Up they're freaking out and they're like, we got to do something. So they call me. They bypass everybody else because they know that I got my finger on the pulse of the community, right? They know Fox is the guy. I don't know who told them that, but let's go with it in this scenario, this make-believe scenario. So I'm gonna say, guys, listen, here's what you do. Okay, you got to go XL. You got to go XL. You got you got other people out there. You got to go XL. So here's what you do. But well, let me take that back. You need to go XL, but you still have a 3/4 audience out there, right? So maybe you placate both. Maybe you do both, right? So here's what you do. You come out with these 3 cabinets, guys, and I'll buy them day one. Star Wars XL. Another Star Wars Deluxe is cool, but I mean, I really want XL, right? So a Star Wars XL would probably be a day one buy for me because I know what they did. And I know this was technically like a re-release or a rehash, but we know what they've done before. We know the emulation was really good. The controller was really good. I think that would be exactly what I want. You know, I think I would buy. I know 100% what I'm going to get. I don't need online leaderboards. They could throw that in there if they wanted to, but I don't want anything that's going to mess with the actual gameplay. And obviously, there's no co-op and there's no versus. You know, but if they wanted to add online leaderboards, that'd be cool. But XL Star Wars would absolutely. I would buy that day one. You know, I think that honestly. I'm not going to say Alien versus Predator. I know you all thought that, but I think that if they got a deal with SNK and they did an XL Big Red, so it would be, you know, it's not going to be, it's going to be an interpretation, but if they could get an XL SNK cabinet and you just make it, there's the great thing is you don't have to worry about what side art and all this. It's all the same. So copy the shape as much as you can and give me an XL SNK cabinet and then load up all the games. Guys, the great thing about SNK is that all the games have the exact same layout. So you don't have to worry about 6 button, 4 button, 3 button, 2 button, 1 button. None of that. None of that. Light gun, driver. No, they're all the same. So really nail down that control panel, you know, make sure you get the spacing correct on the buttons because it's just 4, and then away you go. I think that would be absolutely cool. Even though I have a real thing, I would love that because it would have like 50 games built in, you know, it would be really cool. That would be a great companion piece for the real thing, actually. So that would be cool. But for the third cabinet, I think that oh man, you kind of got me going back and forth here. I think at the end of the day for me, and bear in mind, these could all be 3/4 scale for some people and they would be happy, but for me, I want XL. I think if they really did, if they gave us the XL Smash TV / Robotron / Total Carnage, I think that would be absolutely, those 3 would be day one purchases for me. They're absolutely cool. I mean, I think that twin stick shooter, that twin stick game with the Total Carnage and the Robotron, I mean, it would probably be skinned in Total Carnage, you know. I think that would be day one for me. Day one. That would be really cool. I think it would be awesome. So those three. I know they're a little bit of a departure, but I think the great thing about those is that they've added some variety. First off, I don't want any more fighters. They've done that, right? Now I know Street Fighter XL, Mortal Kombat XL would probably be safer bets, but I think for me personally, I wouldn't be as impressed with those. I would really be psyched about the games that I just listed. That's kind of where my head's at. That's where my head's at. Everybody write in the chat, in the comment section, think about what would be your top 3. What would be your day one buys? Now, bear in mind it's RK one up quality. Okay, we're not gonna pretend like they're gonna do something radically different. Controls are gonna be what the controls are. The build quality will be the same, but XL form factor is what I want. And then those are the games that I want. But let me know in the comment section if you're done with that. If you would rather just have 3/4 scale, that'd be awesome. Mexico could be New El Paso. Nuevo El Paso. That's right. I'm bilingual. Oh my God. That's yeah, okay. That's shocking. Maybe Fox quit eating Swiss cake rolls. No, but I'm gonna let you know what I quit after I read this sweet super chat, $25. Jason, thank you so much for your $25 super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. Fox, look in my eyes. I am all seeing. I'm all knowing. You are now under my control. You will send me to the pit, or you will incur my evil wrath. My reach is unlimited. I am untouchable. Well, I mean, far be it from me to resist you because I'm under your control, and you must go to the place, and the place is the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's Spy Hunter. Hard to listen. There's a lot of great cabinets that Spy Hunter was. It won the shootout. It won the tournament. Remember, we had the March Madness of cabinets, and as far as drivers, Spy Hunter actually won. And there was some stiff competition, but absolutely won. So yeah, great suggestions in the chat, guys. Great suggestions in the chat. Awesome. Good stuff. Primal Rage. A lot of people they underestimate the value of that game. It's a really good game. And I think that because the code is out there and because there's an actual prototype cab out there, what would be really incredible is they could work with Galloping Ghosts and get that code and then have Primal Rage and Primal Rage 2 on the same cabinet. And that would be a great way for this game that really just lived life as a prototype to live on. That would be awesome. But we're talking about nerds, arcade nerds, and they ain't no arcade nerds working there. 6-player X-Men, that would be incredible. I built one. It would be awesome. Yeah, if they built that, that would probably be a day one buy, except I think it would probably be expensive as hell, maybe $1,500. But it's like anything else. If you do it right, if they could probably get away, with the 16:9 screen, and that would, the aspect ratio would be good, right? So that would work out for the game. But I went 4 feet wide and it was still a little cramped. So the control deck would have to be longer than 4 feet, but they could do it. Yeah. See? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome. Of course, there's a lot of things they could do in XL, man, that would just be killer. Red Earth XL, Samurai Showdown. I'm telling you, man, Red Earth would be CPS 3 games should get some love, right? And that was a short games list. So they should work on that. The only thing that would suck about CPS 3 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Maybe hard to get that licensing locked down. But other than that, the games list is pretty short, and those games haven't really had a lot of home releases. So that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Let me see if I scroll down. What did Fox quit? Well, listen, I can't tease you anymore. I'm not lying. The Cowboys quit on Fox a long time ago. I didn't quit on them because at this point I'm stuck with them, and they're stuck with me. So why did I quit? What did I quit? What the hell am I even talking about? I'm bringing this up because it's going to affect you. It affects this channel directly. I've been putting it off. I don't want to talk about it, but it's official, and so I need to go ahead and just tell you all right now. I have gone through. It's been really tough keeping up with the schedule, with the videos. It's been really, really tough to maintain this channel with the work schedule that I have and the chaotic nature of the projects and all that, and schedules changing. It's been very tough. The last couple of weeks, I haven't made much content, putting some shorts out there. I've been trying to do as much as I can, but unfortunately, I'm just not able to give the channel the attention that it needs. So that's why, unfortunately, I quit my job. That's right. I quit my job. I've been looking for a couple of years now, guys. I quit my job. I found another job. I'm not quitting my job to do YouTube, for God's sakes. No, that would be not good. But I did quit my job and I found another job. This job is gonna be less travel. The pay is still good. Don't worry about that. This isn't some kind of a outreach for money. Pays good. All that's good. All that's actually improving. That's great. But my new job is going to be much less travel. And the travel that I do have is going to be much more structured. And thank you. I'm kind of proud of this one, actually. But yeah, so basically what that means is I'm going from 75% travel to 25% travel, which means that this channel and this arcade is going to get more attention. And I do want to say that I appreciate everybody for sticking with me this long. You have deserved a little more regularity with the videos. And now, well, almost now, you're going to get it. I have 3 more weeks. So the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be out of town working. I've got 2 jobs I need to wrap up before I can leave with some satisfaction. And then I will start the new job on the 24th, which is going to be me in a local office, hybrid job. So I'm back and forth, right? I'll be eventually, once I get trained up, it's going to be a hybrid position. So like half at home, half in the office, which means that I'll be home almost every day. The travel, when it does happen, it's going to be a couple days. It's going to be very structured, not like what it was before, very chaotic. And I do want to say that I am starting, and this is the name of the company, the TK Fox Paper Company. The company I left was full of good people, and I'm not leaving with any animosity. I worked there 18 years, and it gave me a lot of different adventures, a lot of different experiences, and overall it was good. And yes, oh how the turntables. But yeah, so I've quit a job that I've had for 18 years. It's not a lateral move. It's an increase. It's good. This is a good thing, guys. So everything is going to remain the same, except you're going to see more of me. I'm going to make videos with a little more regularity. It would kind of be cool to have a midweek stream, something I've never been able to do before because I've always been gone. And I've been relegated to the Sunday night because I knew that's what I could give to you. It was a commitment I could make to give to you. And I was happy to do it. But and we're still going to keep the This Week show on Sunday nights, but I would like to add a midweek show, Thursday, Wednesday, I don't know, wherever I slot in. I want to see what everybody else is doing, and I want to be a compliment to the community. I don't want to disrupt anything. So we're going to look at that, and then starting in March, you should see a midweek show and some videos, hopefully with a little more regularity. And I'm excited at the opportunity to grow the channel a little bit more and give it the attention that it needs. If you got to tend the garden, right? You got to give it the water and the fertilizer and the sunshine so that it can grow. And I've been sort of starving the channel, and it's been unfair to some of you that have been supporting this channel for a very long time, and I really appreciate it. And this $5 super chat, you're more on the nose than you think, Jason. After 18 years of ice, Fox will now bring the heat. I'm actually switching industries from ice to fire. Yeah, so it's still a thermal occupation. It's still it's thermal, but instead of cooling things down, I am going to be heating things up. Not just on the YouTubes, but at work also. But thank you so much for your $5 super chat, buddy. Let me blow you up one more time before we slide on out of here. Here you go. And if you want to know more about all this crazy stuff, I'm going to talk about this in much more detail in the after show, which is available to all my members. Every single member, don't go anywhere. As soon as this show is done, we're gonna wrap it all up, and then we'll send you over there automatically. You're gonna go to the after show, and we'll talk about it more in detail. But I am excited to talk about some of the plans. I'm excited to talk about some, with more regularity, be able to give you some more product reviews and stuff like that. I've got some other projects I've been just putting like mothballed. I've got this whole fan home Millennium Falcon, I've been dying to build. That is just the boxes keep coming in. I keep stacking them up. I've done nothing on it, so I'm excited to get that done. So, guys, I am quitting my job, and we're going to do more YouTube. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I hope it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be more of me. And come on, how could that be bad, right? Would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Okay, so we do have to, unfortunately, wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this unprepared live stream. Was it the best? I think it, like I said, I think it has the chance to be in the top 7 episodes of 2025. Fingers crossed. I think we can bring home the gold, guys. But before we do, let's go ahead and talk about the poll question. It is the poll question, and 146 votes. Not too shabby, guys. Hey, we got Boo to Duck. Just became a member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. It's only $5 a month, guys, and it gives you access to after shows. After every live stream, I have an after show. And if we do a midweek show, I'm also going to have an after show for that one as well. So those 2 live streams will have 2 after shows. You have access to that. And if you become a member, you don't really need to super chat because you've already done it, right? So you're good. It's like a value thing. Instead of $5 a show, it's $5 a month, right? It's great. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. 146 votes. Before the company collapses, will RK1 unveil a new product in 2025? Yes, hope springs eternal, or no, game over, man. Game over, ending the poll. And unfortunately, the negative Nillies have won the day with a whopping 72%. No. You think they're not going to bring anything that's going to satisfy the community? It is what it is, guys. And I would hate to disagree with you. So I'm not going to, because I think that there's a chance. I mean, is it 50-50? Probably not. I think it's probably 75-25. So about where the poll ended up is about where I think we're at, you know, maybe they'll prove us wrong. Maybe they'll bring something to market that will make us excited one last time. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. Check out the channel. You have a blessed day. You have a blessed week. Don't work too hard. I will see all of you right back here next time. Peace.